4:52 on your hometown station, KHTS. I was Trisha Yearwood. Is that what it is, Kyle? I have Kyle Jellings in the studio. I'm also joined in studio by Brandon Zarrahy of PaintCare. Did I get that right, Brandon?
Brandon Zarrahy, that is correct. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Now, as we all know, the KHTS Home and Garden Show has come and gone. We saw over 20,000 people come to the free event that was at the end of last month. We've already started planning out the 2019 Home and Garden Show. I'm sure you've talked to Carl and Jerry about participating because we know we love our vendors.
Yep.
Now, okay, so a lot of people come through. Tens of thousands of people. We're talking tens of thousands.
Yep.
They come to your booth. They see PaintCare. They ask you, what is PaintCare? What is PaintCare?
So, good question. Us, by the way.
Of course.
Wonderful show, the Home and Garden Show this last couple weekends ago. We did see quite a bit of people, and that actually was the biggest question is, PaintCare, what is it? So we are a nonprofit organization that represents paint manufacturers in setting up what's called a paint stewardship on architectural coatings. And what we do is we do that through local retail collection points, through hardware stores, paint stores, as well as local county and city programs, so government programs, household hazardous waste programs.
And you know what? I saw a lot of people outside of your booth because you're providing a solution where a lot of people have this problem. I was talking to Lori up front, and she's like, you know what? I moved into my house decades ago. We still have paint in our garage, so it's a common problem.
Yes.
That's plagued our society. And
Too
you guys,
common.
Yeah, too common. What are the dangers of improper disposal of paint?
Well, obviously, the thing that we're trying to avoid is getting paint into our waterways, into our soil, into our drinking water, so that we don't ingest it.
Right.
Or in some cases harm animal populations in the local area. Some places that have been affected from that is like the Pismo Beach area, where they had to shut down certain areas for ecological reasons of animals.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it's really to protect our environment. There's about 70-ish million gallons each year available across the U.S. for recycle. Based on historical numbers, California is approximately 8 to 10% of that. So approximately 5 to 7-ish million gallons each year just in California alone of leftover paints and paint-related coatings to recycle and properly manage.
Do you guys have like a disposal warehouse? Do we take it to one place, or are there several locations throughout the valley?
Well, actually, we have multiple locations throughout the state, a little over 800 throughout the state of California.
Oh, wow.
I think we're up over around 18 to 2,000 nationwide throughout all 9 programs that PaintCare represents. And so, like I mentioned earlier, it's through local retail stores, hardware stores, and city and county programs that collected from the public in the past.
And it has to be a specific kind of paint, right? You can't just...
Architectural, yes.
Yeah, right.
Properly labeled, sealed, not leaking.
Yeah.
Not dangerous to transport to the collection point. You know, that kind of stuff. There are situations for that in your local area if you do need that. And we can assist in some cases with those options.
We're talking to Brandon Zarrahy of PaintCare, the organization that will dispose of your architectural paint for you. We all know you have gallons in your garage that are just lingering, collecting dust. You have no plans for them. Now, when you're in a social setting and people ask you, Brandon, what do you do? And you explain what you do they say, you know what, I got some cans in the garage, or I know you're just talking to Kyle in the back, and he tried to pawn our trash off on you.
It happens quite often. You don't really realize what waste you generate until it's actually brought upon you to manage it. Historically, because it was a little less convenient, and that's one thing that PaintCare provides is more convenient and cost-effective options for recycling of leftover paints. And so you can wake up at any given moment throughout the day and decide to say, I want to recycle my leftover paint and make it happen. Where it used to not be that case. You would have to wait for that city or county program. In some cases, it was as frequent as once every other week or once a month, but in a lot of cases, it was as infrequent as once a year, if at all. And so that historically, Kyle
Yeah.
mentioned he had a box of paint
Uh-huh.
sitting over here. I'm not going to say where. You know, that was the method is like, oh, wait, you know, it's going to be 3 weeks or 4 weeks from now. I'm going to put this over here. And then it was kind of like set it and forget it.
Yeah,
and then
right.
Next thing you know, your pile just went from 1 box to 8 boxes. And now we have the solution to dispose of it at the end.
PaintCare.org for more information. It seems like a dangerous line of work. You know, the paint, the fumes. Do you wear a mask?
No, it's open air.
Oh, yeah?
You know, the boxes are covered.
Yeah.
The cans are, you know, sealed. So, you know, it's no more exposure than, say, you know, a person in a paint store or hardware store would be exposed to, and sometimes less.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
And we don't care if the paints are mixed. They don't have to be a solid color. We'll take
No.
all paints as long as it's architectural.
Architectural, liquid, solid, anywhere in between, as long as there's paint in the can,
Right.
properly labeled as a program product, details on paintcare.org, bring it to one of our spots, and we'll take care of it for you.
Brandon, I'm happy to see you again. I hope I'll see you
always.
sometime soon, if not the next KHTS Home and Garden Show.
Yes, for sure. I look forward to it.
All right, Brandon Zarrahy of Paint Care. Go check out some more info at paintcare.org. Time is 4:59. Time for traffic.